You don't have to bend the environment. You don't have to make too much noise. When people are home, you don't make noise up to a certain extent. If you do, you will have a problem. Quite recently, the community I live in, we took somebody to court for every night playing music that disturb everybody.
Your journey from grassroots leadership to the corridors of national and pan-African power is really inspiring. What personal experience or values shape your passion for public service and youth development?
Give the people a good background in how they live. It will give them positive growth.
In a world full of voices, some rise not just to speak, but to lead, to reform, and to inspire. What does it take to serve your nation for 2 decades with purpose, dignity, and progressive vision? Today on Shorgul, we meet one such voice. Namaskar and welcome to Shorgul, a talk show by Nisarg Srishti Welfare Foundation, where we raise awareness, not noise. Hello friends, I am Neena Singh, the Environmental Project Head at Nisarg Srishti Welfare Foundation. Through this platform, we explore how sound policies, mindful leadership, and ecological awareness can shape a sustainable future. Our guest today is a distinguished statesman, visionary, and a scholar from Ghana. I have had the privilege of knowing Dr. Abdul-Rashid Hassan Pelpuo for over 9 years, and I have always admired his vision, humility, and deep commitment to public service. He is the Member of Parliament for WA Central, a 5-year time MP, former Minister of Youth and Sports, and a strong voice for population and development across Africa. A man who began his journey with a diploma in economics and rose to earn a PhD in development policy while transforming lives through governance, youth development, and strategic partnerships. Let's now hear directly from the man himself, Dr. Abdul-Rashid Hassan Pelpuo. Good morning, sir, and we are very delighted to have you with us on Shorgul. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And your journey from grassroots leadership to the corridors of national and pan-African power is really inspiring. And you know that I have been following you from last, say, 7-8 years. So what personal experience or values shape your passion for public service and youth development?
Well, thank you very much. In all my life, I have been a public-spirited person, somebody who wants to change society for the better. I have shown a lot of commitment to my own society. I have supported my people in many ways as a young person. And my commitment exposed me to several people. Commitment to work and to help people exposed me to several people, especially the youth in my constituency. Helping to build a school, helping to construct a road, supporting students, teaching them. So all of that exposed me to how to help society, and the people got to see my whole commitment to change society and to help society, help individuals. And they thought that this is the time of person, that type of person they would want to be a leader. And so they proposed to me early in life, in 1996, they proposed to me to take over as a member of parliament. It didn't work. In 2020, they came again and said, oh, in the last 4 years, we asked you to take over, you didn't. Now, this time around, we want you to come in and take over. The political structure at the time didn't allow for competition. So I didn't go in. But in 2024, it was like an earthquake of young people who came out to say, you are the one we want. We want you to contest the elections for us. And then this is how I entered politics. But in school, I was very much the same person, very positive in helping people. I was made a prophet in the school, and then eventually a senior prophet, assistant senior prophet, and then president of the Foreign Affairs Club, and everything that was working out showed that I was showing interest in politics, even though it wasn't like I intentionally went in to say I wanted to be a politician. And yeah,
we can say that your leadership qualities you imbibed since your childhood.
Yeah. I was very much into leading my people at a younger age. Yeah. And when I even entered the university, I was president of 3 associations. So it all exposed me into how to manage people, how to work with people, get to understand them, and how to solve problems, individually. So in my working life, I still continue the same kind of life. And it all demonstrated very clearly that this is a person wanting and one day would lead his people. So I wasn't surprised when the people came forward to ask me to lead them.
Wow, that's really amazing. So as a Ghana's former Minister for Youth and Sports and someone who was always involved in private sector development, how do you envision the role of public-private partnership in solving today's pressing challenges like climate change and unemployment?
As the Minister for Youth and Sports, I dealt with young people across Ghana. I was involved in training them to be able to stay on their own and work on their own. I was involved in helping them to be sportsmen, good sportsmen, and to practice sports and earn a living out of it. Along the years, I then became an ambassador, an African ambassador for climate change.
Okay.
Because of my positive attitude towards getting people to understand the climate situation in Africa and the need for us to be conscious about it and work towards solutions to make Africa a livable and an enjoyable place to be in. So because of that, in Dubai, an organization announced me as the ambassador for climate change in Africa. Now, I carried this into my life, into my political life, and encourage people to plant trees, work towards letting people know the effect of burning grasses to the environment, the need for us to appreciate how we cultivate in the environment, including how we can avoid throwing littering on the street and making unnecessary noise on the street. All of this culminated into my position in Ghana as somebody who fights for the environment. And again, we as a people see the environment as a critical element in how we grow. I cited examples of how it used to be and what it is now.
Wow.
And if you look at the environment as we were growing and look at it now as we have gotten to this age, you realize that there's a very big change. Okay. So you also asked about PPP. I became a Minister of Public-Private Partnership in Ghana.
Okay.
The purpose was to help the private sector work with the public sector in attaining physical need, the needs of the environment. If we wanted a road constructed now, government doesn't have the money to construct the road. The public has, somebody in the private sector has the money. They team up with government, they do the road, and eventually they take the tolls until they can make their money. So it is one of the areas that I worked on at a national level in many ways, encourage private sector people to even work with their local assemblies to be able to provide those kinds of needs that the government might not be able to provide now, so they can partner with government and provide the particular need. All of this are very positive when you involve the private sector in national issues. It shows how committed they can be, how we can get them to appreciate the need to work closely with government and the people for an attainment of a public need.
That's a really great achievement, and it needs an applaud. It's quite amazing, sir. So you have held key positions in the oversight committees like the Government Assurance Committee. So how important is accountability in political leadership, and what systems do you believe are most effective in ensuring it?
Okay, I became the ranking member for government assurance from the opposition side. The reason being that ranking provides a chief oversight to make sure the government does the best in what they are doing. Whatever they are doing, you do the best. You provide a review of what they are doing, point out the mistakes, bring out the strengths, help them to be able to move in a positive and progressive manner. Anytime government misses its steps, it is your responsibility to point those steps out and to make sure the right things are done. So as a ranking member for government assurance, I pointed out all the assurances government came to make in Parliament. As a member of Parliament, we provide oversight. So everything that government came to Parliament to make assurance about, like for example, they will say, we are going to construct 100 schools in 3 years. And then he will make that commitment in Parliament. We are going to bring that commitment the government made, and bring the minister who has made it and ask him questions. You said you are going to construct 300 schools or 100 schools in 3 years. Why have you not done it? Or if you have done it and not done it properly, we ask you, why haven't you done it the way you promised? Because this is a social contract between you and the people. You made the people to appreciate and voted for you because you made those promises. Now you came to Parliament and repeated those promises. Why haven't you done them? So those were the issues that we presented before the government, and I led that team, and we did everything to make sure the right things were done. It was a very interesting position to be.
That's really great, sir. So Ghana, like many other developing countries, they face dual challenge of economic growth as well as environmental sustainability. So what policies or innovations do you think can balance these two goals?
Yeah, economic growth is a critical element in every government. Wherever there is an uncertainty in how the economy runs, and there's a degradation in how the economy grows, then there's a problem. So consciously, every government must make sure they insist on the positive economic growth, meaning you have to see the growth going from stage to stage, and it increases the ability of the people to purchase, to live worthy lives, to have strong family and household economies. Now, when you are able to sustain a consistent economic growth and you don't corrupt the system, the possibility is that you will have a sustainable development occurring, because growth persistent for a while, for like 5 years, will result in a certain growth in the economy. If the growth is slow, then it means that the economic development is also slow. So in effect, in order to have a sustainable development, you have to have a strong, positive, growing economy. You have to have a viable economy. You have a corrupt-free economy, and you have to be insistent on the things that will make the economy grow. You have to maintain a good currency. Your currency must not just be fluctuating and falling too low. It has to be strong and consistent. Consistent economic growth will possibly bring about progressive and sustainable growth. To give the people a good background in how they live, it will give them positive growth. I don't know how I'm going to explain it for. I'm losing some of my words. Yeah.
No, sir, you have explained it very well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's very clear, sir. So you have headed a special team in Parliament on population and development, and you have also collaborated with global lawmaking bodies. So what role do you see for legislators in shaping a sustainable, inclusive future, especially in today's fast-changing global landscape?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so concerned about the growth in population. In Ghana, when we took over office, when we won our independence, we were just about 7 million people. Today, we are 34 million people.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So from 7 million, we are now hitting 34, 35 million people. And that's very big. So we ask ourselves, why this fast growth? And that's why I joined the Population Caucus. And eventually, after being in Parliament for a while, I became the president of the National Population Caucus in Parliament. And part of it is to look at how we can work our policies into population analysis and how we can ensure that we don't just grow people, but we grow them sustainably. And we make sure every person you give birth to, must be of importance to the state or to the household. Not just give birth and then walk away and the children become armed robbers and thieves one day. So that is very, very important. And so when you see my job as a chairman of the population group is to tackle that aspect. The second aspect you answered was on the other aspect is on what? Just remind me.
What role do you see for the legislators in shaping a sustainable, inclusive future?
Very good. Yeah. So first, you understand the job of a legislature is to make laws.
Right.
Is to provide and then agree with provide input into agreement with government in their relations with other countries. So making laws are very important. They shape policy. They make you understand the dimensions of a policy and they give you room for you to act. Now, if you don't have a particular law backing a particular policy, for example, you want to take more money from the people, it cannot be by just an announcement. Government cannot say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to increase taxes by a certain amount. No, you have to go to Parliament. The representatives of the Parliament will have to agree with you before you can increase taxes or take any policy that will tighten or that will have a direct effect on the people. So the role of the legislature is to make laws, and what we do is sustainable development. In caring for the environment is to make sure we make the laws that bind the behavior of people. Now we have laws in Ghana that say you don't have to bend the environment. You don't have to make too much noise. When people are home, you don't make noise up to a certain extent. If you do, you will have a problem. Quite recently, the community I live in, we took somebody to court for every night playing music that disturb everybody. And so we took the person to court. The court banned them from making that noise and charged them a certain amount for making noise that was disturbing the peace of other people. Now, if the laws did not exist, the court wouldn't have been able to do that. So the legislature makes laws that help in sustainable growth, that help in providing protection to the environment, that also helps in the livelihood of people, to address the key livelihood of people, so that people can be free in what they are doing. If you interfere with their freedom, the court will take care of it. So the legislature is very critical.
Great, sir. Great. So, as someone who has worked so closely on youth and environmental issues, how do you view the grassroots efforts of the organizations like the Nisarg Srishti Welfare Foundation, particularly are focused on raising awareness about noise pollution and environmental sensitivity among students and communities. So, how do you view these organizations who are working in this field?
Oh, we rate them very high. We appreciate what they are doing. It is a voluntary work committed to supporting the rest of society in dealing with their lives and making sure the right things are done. And such voluntary organizations must be appreciated and must be supported in any way we can. I am one of the people who will easily want to extend my support to such an organization, because at the end of it all, the whole population benefits from your meeting your objectives and then carrying out your mission. It's critical. And so when you see such organized groups committed in doing the right, committed in solving problems for the environment, the logical thing to do is to support them. And we appreciate what this organization is doing. And we believe that as you go along, many more people will begin to appreciate the fact that you are worthy of what you are doing and can be supported in any way we can.
Sure. Sir, your voice stands as a testament to what compassionate and strategic leadership looks like. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. And it was really a pleasure to have you with us today. And we are extremely thankful for your support to Nisarg Srishti Welfare Foundation. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Remember, cities aren't just built with concrete and steel. They are shaped by values. And silence too is a value. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you are a builder, a planner, a student or a city dweller, passionate about creating positive change in society but unsure where to begin, join hands with us. You can contribute as a volunteer, become a goodwill ambassador, be a part of a core team, or support us through donations. Every step you take brings us closer to a quieter, healthier, and more conscious world. Let's create a soundscape worth living in. This is Neena Singh signing off from Shorgul. Till we meet again. Stay happy, stay healthy, and let's silence the noise for a better tomorrow. Thank you.